pavilion was an add-on to the Bruder House project that we did last year. We wanted to have a space where we could do some hearth cooking demonstrations, and we didn't have a space within the building itself, the 1839 Bruder House. So we built a fireplace with a full hearth and a cooking oven outside the building, and we wanted to have a pavilion over it so it could give us a space where people would be out of the weather but still surrounded by history. They can see the history of the Wyman Tavern and the Bruder House and be comfortable outside. We did a post and beam pavilion because the Wyman Tavern itself is a post and beam structure. So that was an earlier architectural style that was used before the current style that's used for most wood frame houses today. So they used heavy posts and beams to put up the framework of those structures, and we thought it was very appropriate to do that right beside the Wyman Tavern. So it's really sort of an 18th century style that we've adapted for our use today.
So the style of building with the post and beam was predominantly building style when the first settlers came over here and from Europe, and using post and beam technology to build these buildings. So a lot of the buildings in Keene actually still have some of those post and beam structures.
We were trying to raise enough money to complete the pavilion itself as part of the overall Bruder House project. So we had several major donors who contributed to that, but we also had a lot of volunteer assistance to work on the pavilion. So Bensonwood was the designer of the pavilion, and they brought it into the site for us. But they had a crew themselves. They got together about 20 volunteers to work all day on Saturday to put it up for us, so we didn't have to pay for the labor.
As a timber frame company at Benson, we brought it to life back again in the early 70s and building structures like this, and that's what we have been known for nationally. And so that's where it's a perfect fit for us to put another beautiful old structure as a timber frame here to the Bruder House.
We acquired the Bruder House right beside the Wyman Tavern so that we could do living history events without changing the Wyman Tavern property. We wanted to protect the heritage and the history of that structure, not have to alter it or the lot on which it stands. So we were able to do that by acquiring this house next door. So this allows for a much larger footprint, so we can do more events and activities, but also it's available for the community to use as well, for rentals and for other activities.
I think that having this project, on display in such a prominent place helps introduce people to traditional timber framing. So I think it's a great way to educate the public about a building built using modern methods with traditional wisdom and craftsmanship.